Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Hannah Daily English. I'm so excited you're here today.
And I'm James. Hey, Hannah, how's your week been going?
Oh, it's been great. I was just thinking this morning about how long I've been teaching English. It's been such an amazing journey.
That's actually perfect timing because today we're talking about exactly that kind of situation. We're covering two little words that English learners mix up all the time, since and for.
Oh, yes, these two words are so important. And honestly, I see students get confused about them every single day. But here's the good news. Once you understand the difference, it's actually really simple.
Exactly. And by the end of this lesson, you'll know exactly when to use since, when to use for, and how to sound completely natural when you're talking about time in English.
So here's what we're going to cover today. First, we'll break down what each word means and how they're different. Then we'll look at tons of real-life examples because that's the best way to learn. And finally, we'll go through the most common mistakes so you can avoid them.
And we want to hear from you. Before we get started, leave a comment and tell us, do you find since and for confusing? Have you ever mixed them up when speaking English? Let us know.
Yes, please share your experience. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to Hannah Daily English and hit that like button. It really helps us create more free lessons for you.
All right, are you ready to finally master since and for?
I think they are, so let's dive into it. Okay, let's start with for because it's a little bit easier to understand. When we use for, we're talking about a period of time or a duration. Think of it like this. For answers the question, how long?
Right, so the structure is really simple. Subject plus present perfect verb plus for plus period of time. For example, I have lived here for 5 years.
Perfect example. So you're saying the duration is 5 years. You're not saying when you started, you're just saying how long it's been.
Exactly. Let me give you some more examples. I've been a teacher for 10 years. That's the duration, the length of time.
Great. Here's another one. We've known each other for a long time. Again, I'm talking about the duration, not when we met.
Oh, here's one I use all the time. I've been studying English for 3 months.
Nice. And you can use different time periods with for. You can say for 2 hours, for 6 days, for several weeks, for many years. It's always about the length of time.
Here's something interesting. She's been waiting for 20 minutes. That's a shorter period, but the same structure.
And one more. They've been married for 15 years. Beautiful example of a long duration.
Now, here's a question for you listening right now. Can you think of something you've been doing for a certain amount of time? Maybe you've been learning English for 6 months, or you've lived in your city for your whole life.
Yes. Pause the video and write your own example in the comments. Use this structure. I have plus a verb plus for plus a time period.
Now let's talk about the negative form. It's super easy. You just add not or use the contraction haven't or hasn't.
Right. So you could say, I haven't seen him for 2 weeks. That means it's been 2 weeks since the last time I saw him.
Or she hasn't called me for 3 days. Again, we're talking about the duration, the period of time.
Here's another one. We haven't traveled for a year. Maybe because of work or money or something else, but it's been a year.
And they haven't visited us for months. Notice we can say for months without being specific about the exact number.
So remember, the key word here is duration. For is all about how long something has been happening. When someone asks, how long have you been doing that? Your answer will use for.
Let me ask you, Hannah, how long have you been teaching English?
I've been teaching for about 8 years now. See how natural that sounds?
Perfect. And listeners, your turn. Think about your job, your hobbies, where you live. How long have you been doing those things? Write a sentence using for in the comments.
All right, now let's move on to since. This one is different, and understanding the difference is really important.
So while for talks about duration, since talks about a starting point. It answers the question, since when, or from what time?
Exactly. The structure is subject plus present perfect verb plus since plus specific point in time. For example, I have lived here since 2018.
See the difference? With for, you'd say, I've lived here for 6 years. With since, you say, I've lived here since 2018. One is the duration, the other is the starting point.
Right. Let me give you more examples. I've been a teacher since 2015. That's when I started.
Good one. Here's mine. We've known each other since university. That's when we met. That's the starting point.
Oh, I love that example. You can use since with specific years, like 2020, or with time periods, like since last Monday, since this morning, or even since I was a child.
Here's a really common one. I've been studying English since January. That's when you started.
And another, she's been waiting since 3 o'clock. We know exactly when she started waiting.
Let's do a quick dialogue to show how this works in real conversation. Hannah, how long have you been living in your apartment?
I've been living there since 2019. It'll be 6 years soon. What about you, James?
I've lived in my place since last summer, so not that long, only about 7 months.
See how natural that sounds? We're telling each other when we started, not how long it's been.
Now, here's something really useful. You can use since with clauses, too. For example, I've been happy since I moved to this city.
Oh, that's a great point. Since I moved is a whole clause, not just a time word. Here's another. He's been healthier since he started exercising.
Or, we've been busier since the company expanded. These are all starting points for when something changed.
Now, the negative form works the same way. I haven't seen him since last Tuesday.
Right. She hasn't called me since her birthday. We know exactly when the last time was.
All right, interactive time. I want you to think about something important in your life. When did it start? Maybe you started learning English since a specific month, or you've had your job since a certain year?
Write your example in the comments. Use since and tell us the starting point. We really want to see what you come up with.
And remember, since is always about when something started. If someone asks, since when, you know you need to use since in your answer. Now let's put these together and really see the difference. This is where it gets super practical.
So imagine someone asks you about your English learning journey. You could say either, I've been learning English for 2 years, or I've been learning English since 2023. Both are correct.
Exactly. The difference is what information you're giving. For tells them the duration, since tells them when you started.
Let's practice with some real-life situations. Imagine you're at work and a colleague asks, how long have you worked here?
You could answer, I've worked here for 3 years if you want to emphasize the duration, or I've worked here since 2022 if you want to give them the specific starting point.
Both are perfectly natural. Native speakers use both all the time. It just depends on what feels more natural to say in that moment. Here's another scenario. You're talking to a friend about your relationship. How long have you been dating?
You might say, we've been together for 6 months, or we've been together since summer. Again, both work.
Here's a tip for sounding really natural. When you want to be specific and precise, use since. When you want to emphasize how long something feels, use for.
That's such a good point. For example, if you're complaining, you might say, I've been waiting for an hour. That emphasizes how long it feels.
Right. But if someone asks when you arrived, you'd say, I've been here since 2 o'clock. That's more factual and specific.
Let's do another practice dialogue. Hannah, imagine we're old friends meeting after a long time.
Wow, how long has it been?
Oh my goodness, I think we haven't seen each other for almost 5 years. The last time was since that conference in 2020.
See what she did there? She used both. That's totally natural in conversation.
Exactly. You can even combine them in the same response. I've lived here for 10 years since I graduated from university.
Perfect. That gives both pieces of information, the duration and the starting point. Very complete answer.
Now, here's something to pay attention to. Notice the pattern. With since, you often use specific times, years, months, days, times of day. Since Monday, since 9 a.m., since March.
And with for, you use periods, hours, days, weeks, months, years, for 2 hours, for 5 days, for 3 weeks.
Let me give you a challenge right now. Think of something in your life. Can you describe it using both for and since?
For example, I've had my dog for 4 years, since 2021. Try it. Say it out loud with your own example.
Don't be shy. Speaking out loud is how you get better. Even if you're alone right now, practice saying your sentence. Say it with me. I have, then your verb, then for or since.
And write it in the comments, too. We want to see your examples using both for and since. Show us what you've learned.
Okay, now let's talk about the mistakes. And don't worry, everyone makes these. I've heard native English speakers mix these up sometimes too.
The first big mistake is using for when you should use since. This is super common.
Right. So students will say something like, incorrect, I have lived here for 2020. Correct, I have lived here since 2020.
See the problem? 2020 is a specific year, a starting point, not a duration. You can't say for with a year.
Exactly. Remember, for is for periods, since is for points in time. So it's for 2 years, but since 2020.
The second mistake is the opposite, using since when you need for. Incorrect, I have studied English since 3 years. Correct, I have studied English for 3 years.
3 years is a duration, a period of time, so you must use for. I know it's confusing, but just remember, can you count it? 2 years, 5 months, 3 weeks? That's for.
Here's mistake number 3, and this one is really common, forgetting to use the present perfect. Incorrect, I live here for 5 years. Correct, I have lived here for 5 years.
Oh yes, when you use for or since to talk about something that started in the past and continues now, you need present perfect. I have lived, not just I live.
You know, I remember when I was learning Spanish, I made this mistake all the time. I'd forget to change the tense.
It happens. Mistake number 4 is using the wrong tense with since clauses. Incorrect. I've been happy since I moved to this city.
Correct. I've been happy since I moved to this city.
After since, when you have a clause, you usually need past simple. Since I moved, since she started, since we met.
It's the point in the past when something began.
Such an important rule. And here's mistake number 5. This one trips people up all the time. Incorrect. I know him since 5 years.
Correct. I've known him for 5 years.
2 problems here. First, know should be have known with the present perfect. Second, 5 years is a duration, so it's for, not since.
The better version could also be I've known him since 2020 if you want to use since. Just make sure you give a starting point.
Don't worry if these mistakes sound familiar. Honestly, the fact that you're watching this video means you're already doing better than most learners.
Absolutely. Making mistakes is totally normal and it's part of learning. Now you know the right way, and that's what matters.
So let's review those 5 mistakes quickly. Don't use for with specific years or dates. Don't use since with periods of time. Remember to use present perfect, use past simple after since clauses, and combine the correct tense with the correct preposition. All right, it's practice time. We're going to give you some situations, and you choose the correct answer. Say your answer out loud before we tell you.
Ready? Here's the first one. Situation. Your friend asks about your job. A. I've worked there for 2019. B. I've worked there since 2019. What sounds better?
Think about it. Is 2019 a duration or a starting point?
The answer is B. I've worked there since 2019, because 2019 is when you started. It's a specific point in time.
Great. Next one. Situation. Someone asks how long you've been waiting. A. I've been waiting since 20 minutes. B. I've been waiting for 20 minutes.
Which one did you choose?
It's B. I've been waiting for 20 minutes. 20 minutes is a duration, a period of time, so we use for.
Okay, number 3. Situation. Talking about your English studies. A. I haven't practiced English for last week. B. I haven't practiced English since last week.
This one is a little tricky. What do you think?
The answer is B. I haven't practiced English since last week. Last week is a specific time in the past, the starting point of when you stopped practicing.
Excellent. Here's number 4. Situation. Describing your friendship. A. We've been friends for we were children. B. We've been friends since we were children.
Got your answer?
It's B. We've been friends since we were children. This is a since clause. We were children is the starting point of the friendship.
You're doing amazing. 2 more. Situation. At a restaurant, the waiter is late. A. We've been sitting here for 30 minutes. B. We've been sitting here since 30 minutes.
Which one sounds natural?
It's A. We've been sitting here for 30 minutes. You're emphasizing the duration, how long you've been waiting. That's perfect for complaining.
Last one. Make it count. Situation. Your boss asks about your experience. A. I've had experience in marketing for 3 years. B. I've had experience in marketing since 3 years.
Final answer.
It's A. I've had experience in marketing for 3 years. 3 years is the duration of your experience.
But you could also say, I've had experience in marketing since 2022 if you wanted to give the starting year instead.
Exactly. Both could work depending on what information you want to give.
Now, here's your challenge. Create your own sentence using both for and since. Write it in the comments and we'll reply to you.
Yes, and remember, real conversation is more important than being perfect. If you make a small mistake, people will still understand you. The important thing is to keep practicing.
Wow, we covered so much today. I'm really proud of you for sticking with us through this whole lesson.
Seriously, let's do a quick summary of what we learned today.
Okay, so today we learned 3 main things.
First, for is used for durations and periods of time. It answers how long. You say things like for 3 years, for 6 months, for 2 hours.
Second, since is used for starting points and specific times. It answers since when. You say things like since 2020, since Monday, since I was young.
And third, you can use both in the same conversation. I've lived here for 5 years since 2020. That's totally natural and gives complete information.
You're doing amazing. Every time you practice using for and since, you're getting more confident and natural in English.
So here's my question for you. Which use of for and since will you try first? Will you talk about how long you've been doing something, or will you tell someone when you started?
Think about it and let us know in the comments.
And if this lesson helped you, please give us a thumbs up. It really helps other learners find this video too.
Yes, and share this with a friend who's learning English. Maybe you have a study buddy who gets confused about for and since. Send them this video.
And definitely leave a comment with your own example using for or since. We read every comment and we'll reply to you. We love seeing you practice.
Don't forget to subscribe to Hannah Daily English if you haven't already. We post new English lessons all the time and you don't want to miss them.
Next time, we're going to cover another confusing grammar topic that students ask about all the time. You won't want to miss it.
Thanks so much for learning with us today. You're making incredible progress.
Keep practicing, keep improving, and remember, making mistakes is part of learning. You're doing great.
We'll see you in the next lesson. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Keep up the amazing work.